Welcome to the Other 99% podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Duck, a coffee loving direct sales enthusiast who's obsessed with a good digital system. Come join me for a realistic look into the world of direct sales. We'll explore inspiring perspectives, learn about unique business tips, and celebrate success stories that often go untold. Because on the other 99%, every seller matters. Hey everyone, it is me, Lisa, and welcome back to another episode of the Other 99%. I apologize if my voice is a little bit more scratchy than usual, but I'm just trying to fight a cold here. So bear with me. Hopefully, there's no coughing breaks or anything like that, but I just wanted to pop on and chat with you today about a few things. And I was thinking about a lot about what could I do this episode on. And a few things have come up recently, and I think that we need to just put it out there. I hope that this doesn't offend anyone, this episode, but um, I just want to be real and honest with you. And from being a leader, I hear, and not necessarily from my team, but I mean from the entire I can't say entire. Like that's the wrong word. From people all over, not just from my team. Um, but I hear a lot of people putting blame or excuses on things that are happening in their direct sales business. So I came up with 5 tips for direct sellers to take ownership on their business in 2025. We are fast approaching a new year, and now is the time to set your goals, set your your sights to succeed, and do all the things to make your business grow in 2025. So let me go through my 5 tips. Number 1 is going to be embrace a growth mindset. Stop putting the blame on external things that are happening. Make sure that you are focusing on things that you can control, because it's only those things that you can control that you can change. So what other people are doing, you can't change it. What your company is doing, you can't change it. But the great thing is that you are in business for yourself. So you don't have to work your business in that cookie cutter direct sales approach. Like, I mean, guys, I don't work my business the way probably 90% of you work your business. I do things totally online. I work my business through email marketing, text marketing, through social media, and I don't do in-person stuff. And don't get me wrong, it's not because I don't want to. I'm not sure if many of you guys know this, but I physically can't do in-person events. I'm dealing with some major health issues with fibromyalgia and pain that it just prevents me from carrying things or standing at event tables or doing anything like that. So I had to pivot my business. Like I had no choice but to try and find things that worked for me. And, I absolutely love the fact that I'm able to do my business virtually. Now, when I started dealing with this pain, I could have easily stopped my business and said, well, no, my body's not letting me do it. I can't do this business anymore. And, put the blame on that. But I took that and I said, well, no, I can't change this. I can work through it, but I have to find ways that I can take control of this business and still work it. So, you know, find things that you can do differently in your business that can still improve results that you want. So I found that, I can work my business online and still have my consistent sales or increase my sales based on events and things that I do virtually. So stop blaming things that you can't control. It's just gonna Honestly, it's just going to drive you crazy. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is make sure that you set clear and achievable goals. I've been told this for many, many years. I mean, I can date this back to almost when I first started. But I had one of my leaders say to me, "How much would you be interested in making in your business next month?" Like, say, for example, next month. And my response was just a little bit of extra money. Well, it it sort of stopped me in my tracks because they said, "So, would you be happy with like $1?" And I'm like, no, I need a little bit more than that. But you're just saying to the universe that you need extra money. Well, $1 is extra money. So the universe gave you what you asked for. So make sure that you set clear and achievable goals. So, for example, if you want to make an extra $200 in your business in January, well, then you need to be clear on, I want to make $200 in my bank account in January. And in order for me to do this, I need to sell X number of dollars. I have to book X number of events and I have to do this. I have to maybe have 10 new customers. So you have to make these goals achievable and clear and make sure this is very important that they are written down and in front of you at all times. Now, like I said, 2025 is fast approaching. It is time to do things differently in your business. If you have never done goals or goal setting, I would highly recommend that you take a look at that. Right now, there are tons of trainers out there. I know Rachel Perry and Becky Launder of the Modern Direct Seller. They're both doing like goal setting workshops, and they're absolutely free. You just have to register. So Google. Go out there and Google it. Go on Facebook and see what you can find. But there are people out there doing workshops that will help you set goals if you've never been a goal setter. So number three, take responsibility of your time. I always say that your business is flexible, but not optional. You need to actually work your business. Now, make sure that you're scheduling time in your daily tasks to do your business. I hear too many times, you know, people are joining an accountability group or something like this, and all of a sudden there's like excuses on why they didn't get tasks done. Now, what I do hear um, when I hear excuses is that your business was not a priority to you at that moment. Whatever you did was more of a priority. And that's fine because again, your business is flexible. However, don't just come into an accountability chat and say, "Oh, I didn't do it. I had a doctor's appointment and I had to do this and I had to do that." Just say, no, this task didn't get completed. I had to prioritize my health. I had a doctor's appointment. However, I have made time at the end of the week to complete this task. That is the growth mindset that you can approach things with. So yes, there's that chance to do what you have to do because let's face it, life happens and you're going to get out there and realize, oh, I have to get to the doctor's appointment, or, ooh, I have to do this, or, ooh, I have to do that. That's okay. Trust me, that's okay. But don't use that as an excuse. Just make sure that you have adjusted the time to work your business and do tasks to reach your goals and move them forward into a space that allows you to do them. Don't take that time to, use that excuse to walk away from your business. I hope that makes sense. All right. So number four, you've probably heard me talk about this a million of times. And it's always personal development. Don't let your business run on just information that is being like force fed to you by your company, by your upline. That's great. I mean, these people are very knowledgeable. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't listen to them. But what I'm saying is that you need to reach out and find people and trainers that resonate with you. So, for example, for myself, I love the online component of it. I like the email marketing. I like the text marketing. And I have linked arms with Becky Launder of the Modern Direct Seller because she has the same type of mindset. She teaches about content creation and email marketing and all this stuff. And I absolutely love that. So make sure that you find trainers that resonate with how you want to do your business. So what I would recommend is that each quarter you're going to actually set a goal to either read a book, take a course, attend a workshop. And I'm not telling you that you have to pay for all these things because, like I mentioned just not too long ago in this podcast, there are tons of trainers out there that do free workshops and resources. So just make sure that you're linking arms with the ones that are going to help you grow, and don't fill all your business time with trainings and stuff like that, because you need to take the time to do the implementation too, not just the training. So, but I did want to leave you with this because I do have a few books that I highly recommend if you're looking for a good book to read. Number one is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. I did a whole podcast with Susan Larimer on this, and it is an amazing book. Another one is Never Lose a Customer Again by Joey Coleman. And I think I spoke about this in the episode with Kimberly Polito, and it is a great book. And she even mentions that she revisits the book every year because she's in a different place in her business every year. So I love that. Another book is Atomic Habits by James Clear, and that is something that I absolutely love. I love listening to books on Audible as I'm doing stuff like, cooking or laundry or stuff that doesn't take any any brainwave, right? So why not fill my head full of information and knowledge while I'm doing tasks that don't require me to think? So just wanted to leave you with a few books that you might want to grab. And like I said, Audible is great because you just put it on your phone and it's just an amazing resource to have. All right. And then the last thing is, or tip number five, I should say, is focus on building relationships and not excuses. And there you go, that excuses thing again. So when you're out there, you're going to be looking for other direct sellers. Now, again, you probably heard me mention this in other podcasts, but the direct sellers that you link arms with do not need to be within your own company. I love linking arms with direct sellers from other companies because everybody has a different way or a different spin on their business. And you grow when you work with other like-minded people and you take the information that they're sharing, you spin it and you tweak it to work on your own business. Okay. So don't sit there and say, well, my company doesn't provide me with this. My upline doesn't provide me with this, or I don't have an upline. I hear that all the time. Like, I get it. I get it. It sucks, but you know, the people out there, they really are doing the best that they can. These people, especially like your uplines, like yes, they have experience. Yes, they got to a place where they're successful, but the way they did their business to get to that level doesn't mean that it's going to work with you. Doesn't mean that you're going to be able to ride that wave as well and get to the same spot. So that's why I said link arms with people that will help you grow your business. So I hope that you found some of these tips useful. I'd love to hear from you if you decide to read any of the books that I suggested. I love hearing what their takeaways from the books are. So reach out to me on Instagram or on Facebook. You can find me at Lisa Duck or Spice It Up with Lisa Duck almost everywhere. And we will talk to you again next week. And I'm so excited. 2025 is coming. And I thank you so much for joining me. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. This episode of the Other 99% podcast has been brought to you by Spice It Up with Lisa Duck. If you're struggling with the question of what's for dinner, let Epicure help you put quick, delicious, family-friendly meals on the table in 20 minutes or less. Learn more about what Epicure has to offer. Visit spiceitupwithlisaduck.com. And if you're new to Epicure, be sure to use promo code EPIC15 in your cart at checkout for 15% off your entire first order. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you would take a minute to rate and review the podcast, I would absolutely love it. And if you know someone who really needs to hear this podcast, please feel free to share it with them. More listeners, the better. And if you know someone who would like to be a guest on the podcast, or you yourself would like to be a guest, be sure to check the link in the show notes or visit lisaduck.com and click Be a Guest. We'll talk to you soon.